Now let's talk about how hypnosis works. And for you to understand how hypnosis works, it's very important for you to understand how your mind works. There are three very separate and distinct parts of the mind. They all do different things and they have a challenging time interrelating or communicating with each other. The first part is our conscious mind, and that's where we are right now and where we spend most of our day. Below that level of awareness is our subconscious mind, and below that still is the unconscious mind. And for purposes of discussion today, we don't need to be much concerned with the unconscious mind, as its job is to do only two things. It controls all our autonomic body functions, such as our hearts beating, eyes blinking, and swallowing. It also controls the strength or weakness of our immune system. The conscious mind is where we spend most of our time. Yet, strangely enough, it represents only 10% of our mental capacity, the top of our mental iceberg. It performs 5 tasks and no more. Number 1 is our working or temporary memory. This is the memory we need every day. How do I get to work? What's my husband or wife's name? What's my phone number? Things along this line. Number 2 is willpower, and willpower is the mental equivalent of adrenaline and is designed to initiate action. And we often try to use it to sustain action such as quitting smoking or losing weight, which explains our high failure rates. Number 3, it analyzes. It looks at problems, analyzes them, and figures out ways to solve them. Number 4, it decides, helping us make the hundreds of decisions we have to make just to get through an average day. And number 5, it rationalizes, which is the part that sometimes gets us into trouble. You see, the conscious mind must give us a reason why we and others behave the way we do. If we don't have a reason why we do the things we do, we tend to get anxious, nervous, frustrated, or worse. The problem with the reason that the rational part of the conscious mind may give us is that it's often wrong. The rational part of the mind is only responsible for coming up with a reason, not necessarily the right reason. And if you think about it, the conscious mind equals only 10% of our mental functioning. So the conscious mind doesn't even know what it doesn't know. Now, this is all the conscious mind does. It does nothing else. The subconscious mind, which is a level below the conscious mind, is what's referred to as the brains behind the operation, or the mental iceberg that's below the surface. It is awesomely powerful, comprising the majority of the other 90% of our mental capacity, and can literally help us with anything we'd like help with. To understand how the subconscious mind works, you need to understand that it's very much like a computer and operates just like a computer operates. You know that if you go out and buy a computer and you put it on your desk and you ask it a question, it will not be able to answer you, because at that point the computer has no programming in it. It's just hardware. A computer can only operate based on the programming that it has placed inside it, and it must operate on that programming. It has no choice in the matter. You know that if you change the programming or software in a computer, it must operate based on that new programming. In fact, you can change the entire operation of a computer based on its software. Well, this is very much how the subconscious mind works. It's our organic computer, and it functions on the same rules and regulations as an electronic one, only it's much, much more powerful. We program our organic computer every day of our lives through our self-talk and experiences, every day adding more and more programming. Now, the primary rule of our organic computer is this: it must, underline an exclamation point, make us into the type of person that it perceives us to be based on all the programming that has been placed into it. For example, if that computer of ours, based on its programming, says we're fat, then we're fat. If it says we're thin or a smoker, a success, or a failure, then that's what we are. It adds up all our programming and makes a decision about the type of person that we are. The beauty of hypnosis is that it literally allows us to change the programming in our organic computer, replacing old or negative programming with new, positive, life-enhancing programming. And when you change your mind or your programming, you can change your whole life.